Hello, Master of the Hunt tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger. Hey, BlueAnkylo! Last episode, we tried to figure out a way to fix our Masamune, and went back to 65 million BC, where we immediately, we met some cool prehistoric people, like Ayla, pretty awesome. And then somebody stole our gate key, and now we're trapped here forever, unless we can recover it. So, we're gonna have to do something about that today. Anyway, I wanted to at least give you a short overview of what Ayla's up to. She just uses her fist to punch things. So don't worry about equipping her with physical weapons. Not a problem. She will do tons of damage with this, don't worry about it. She comes with, well, stronger helmet and stronger armor than anyone else by a margin, although everyone will catch up soon. And a really good strength accessory. I think +4 is the largest single stat bonus you'll get ever. But a single stat bonus is not as good as perhaps a counterattack or a half-price casting magic type ability. But it is pretty strong anyway. I would recommend possibly giving her the Rage Band because she has a lot higher attack than Chrono at the moment. Although in general, they'll be fairly close. But she does do the most damage right now. And then Chrono, for now, I'm actually, because I'm not using Luca at the moment, I'm going to switch that stud over. Because he's clearly the stud of the show. It's him and 3 girls right now. He is the silverest of the studs. And then Marl doesn't seem to matter too much. Magic's fine. Berserker Ring would also work pretty well on Ayla right now. If she already does a ton of damage, you could give her even more damage. But then we wouldn't be able to see her techs, because she'd be just auto-controlled. So, right now, she doesn't have any techs. That's a shame. We better start learning some. Once she gets Kiss, she becomes a pseudo-healer. That's pretty cool. But she only gets 1 healing ability, and this is it. In fact, well, we'll talk about it more later, but her techs are different than the other girls. Alright, let's head in here to the hunting range anyway. I did what I wanted to do. So, welcome to hunting. Oh look, a frog. Or 3. So what we need is AoE attacks here to do it quickly. Unfortunately, Marl is not the one for that. Try Wind Slash. Maybe we'll just try straight up Cyclone. I don't know if it'll do enough damage though. Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, good deal. 2 fangs, 2 horns, 2 feathers. So we need to gather up a fairly large amount of those sorts of items if I want to get all of the gear. So it sort of requires a bit of grinding. This is the thing. These guys, we've seen them before, sort of. Now, when we fought them in the future, we had to use like a magic type attack to damage them. I don't think that's true for these versions in the past. Yeah, the Ion Clouds, they're not like physical immune the way the ghost type enemies of a similar style were. There are quite a few sort of shortcuts around this area. I forget where they all are exactly, but I think there's a few areas you can walk. Yeah, okay, hold up. So when it rains, a special monster will show up in certain spots, and I managed to catch him. So this only happens during rain, and you have to be pretty quick. Not too much damage, right? Oh yeah, it dinks you down to 1, okay. So this guy is, if you're trying to farm, I mean, it's hard to explain until you've seen it. If you're trying to farm feathers and fangs and all that, those items, this is the way you want to get them. Fighting this guy. It's a new. We've seen a couple before. I actually don't know if he... Does he do a normal attack, or does he only do the drains HP to 1? I forget. But he's pretty tough. But you get a lot of TP. And a whole bunch of goodies. I guess that was the first time you kill him, you get that. Once you've done it once, you won't get that again. Okay, so what did we learn? Lots of TP, really good. Lots of experience, very good. Actually, not as many of the feathers and stuff as I was thinking, so that's not as huge of an issue. But you still want to try to catch him when you can. Anyway, the third eye is actually really quite good. I forgot about that one. I said, you know, the +4 was the largest single stat buff. Well, I was thinking like strength, magic, speed. There is abilities, there are accessories that just straight up double your evasion. So on someone like Ayla, who has quite high evasion already, oh, that makes it pretty good. So, you know, it's an option. Anyway, back to looking for it. Point is, when it rains, there's a couple specific places on the map where that guy will show up. And you need to sort of get to one as quickly as possible. So, that one on the upper level, bottom right of the map is one. And I'll show you where the other one is now. I believe it's either this area or a little bit further, I forget. Oh, I think it's the top left. It's the bottom right and the top left, I think. Oh, you know what? I should probably heal Marl, right? Would be smart. I guess I could have done this off camera, but I figure you probably should see the hunting range. We're gonna learn the Roundillo kick before too long. The girl's just having a couple of smooches in the side there. Healing up. Alright, well we got another rainstorm. I guess we'll try the top left. I guess that's where I am. I think it's over here. Yeah, there he is. Again, he's in one of the two locations. Just because we're running into him right off the bat doesn't mean you'll have as much luck. It's quite plausible that you would run to this area when it's raining and he's in the other one, and you would not have time to get to the other side, basically. Because you can only kind of make it to one while it's raining. I'm not 100% sure if he does anything other than that one big attack that just drains you. Leaves you with 1 HP. That might be all he does. Just kiss yourself, it's fine. But essentially, you can use this guy to learn quite a few techs, speeding up through some of the early game. Drill kick is one of the ones I really wanted. Again, 3 of everything. That's basically 2 items when we trade them in. So every time you kill them, that's 2 extra. 2 pieces of equipment. So now we've got Roundillo kick, and she's going to learn cat attack eventually. Now you could keep teching her up. Eventually she'll learn the charm steal ability, which you can definitely use to get some cool stuff from bosses and all that. We're actually getting pretty close to haste. If I end up getting lucky enough to fight him enough times, I will probably, what will I say? I'll switch Marl out for someone else. Just to spread the really huge TP growth. But I remember, especially the first time I played, and the first few times, honestly, it's kind of difficult to run into that new when it's raining. We've kind of been lucky that I got him 2 for 2 there. Yeah, I thought there was a way through this section. I just didn't have time to run through that. The last time it rained, I had to go show you the other new, the first new. Roundillo kick is single target. Drill kick is also single target. I suppose we should see what these attacks look like, right? It's quite a lot of damage. Aura Whirl, and then show you the roundel kick on its own. Just jump kick, it's pretty awesome. So at least we're keeping up to date on all the new moves. So honestly, I think I'm going to put a cut here for a bit, because I am going to have to spend a fair bit of time, if I want to get all the trades for the full set of gear before we go to the next dungeon. I am going to have to spend a fair bit of time in here. Although, I'll see if I can catch the new again. Maybe one more new before we go. Yeah, he's not in this one, which means he's probably on the other one, and I don't think we'll have the time to get there. If it starts raining when you're kind of in the middle, you kind of have to just commit to one. Yeah. It's easy to miss and not have enough time to get to both, basically. It's really hard to check both on one rainfall, basically. This seems to be just a dead end. That's easy place to get stuck to when you're running in between the paths. It's not a very big area, and then you have to leave, I think, to get the general monsters to respawn, most of them. But I assume you get the point anyway. We'll kill some frogs, we'll kill some ion slimes, we'll kill a couple news if I can. I don't really want to do a whole bunch of level grinding, but I need... How many of these do you think I need? Just as a... Oh, I forgot about that too. Picked that up a while ago, forgot to use it. I'm trying to think like how many I actually need of these. I'd like to have around... So you basically need 6 in total to get an item, but it's not balanced. Like some of them, like pretend like maybe Fang plus Feather was how you get the body armor. You need a lot more Fang plus Feather than maybe Horn plus Petal if that's what gets you a sword. I'd like to get at least 20. So maybe I'll just double. I'll get to like maybe 30 tops. Like I said, I don't want to do a whole bunch of level grinding. I don't want to over-level before the next dungeon. But I'm just going to spend a little bit more time off camera. So I'll be back in a second and I'll show you if I get a new tech or whatever. I'll let you know. And welcome back, well-hunted tubers. So, spent maybe a little bit more time in the hunting grounds than I meant to. Like I said, I didn't want to over-level or anything, but I wanted to make sure I had enough of the stuff. Probably overdid it. What I ended up doing was basically, I made sure Marl learned her next tech. As far as I'm aware, there's no dual techs with haste, so you don't have to worry about pairing her up or anything, at least as far as I remember anyway. And then after that, I switched to Robo, and I wanted to make sure I taught him one more ability, because I don't want to fall behind too far on the lesser used characters, and it saves me kind of on-screen grinding, so the next time I decide I want to use Robo, at least I'll have Robo Taco. He hasn't picked up all of his dual techs yet, but he did pick up Cyclone Sweep, which uses Cleave. So Chrono already had Cleave. You would learn them as soon as you finish one battle with both of them in the party if they already have that ability. So nothing to worry about there. He will eventually learn Heal Beam, which is actually quite good because it's an AoE heal, like it hits the whole party. So that's a pretty awesome ability. And eventually Mar will get Ice 2, kind of similar to Chrono's Lightning 2, same MP cost, just different element. Chrono does not have that yet, although he's getting there. Ayla learned quite a lot. She has 2 new abilities. She learns her stuff really quickly, actually. So Cat Attack, I mean, she's got a lot of very similar attacks. They cost more MP, but they're all single target, pretty high damage abilities. That's the one I was thinking about grinding to, but I just figured it's too much work. If we get it, we get it. If not, no big deal. But the earlier you get this, the more sort of bonus items you can charm off enemies. But you do have to spend quite a lot of time to get it early. So she's learned she's learned 3 dual techs with Chrono. They learn every combination of characters has 3 in total dual techs, and she learned all 3 of them with Chrono very early. Drill Kick is the first one. It's pretty good straight up single target damage, relatively cheap. Thunder Chomp is a little bit more expensive, and Lightning Element, pretty strong actually. Stronger than Fire Sword, interestingly enough, because I tested it. And then Falcon Strike is I believe, our first horizontal line style attack, where you target an enemy and anything on that horizontal line will be hit. It's really strong too, but basically anything that uses cleave or like cat attack like that, like they're pretty strong abilities. So I'll try to show them off in battle. And I decided that for now I'm going to switch to Luca for a little while, because I wanted to use Luca here because the enemies are weak to fire. Ayla will be able to do some basic healing with Kiss. It also restores status, which is a bonus. And hopefully we won't need a lot of healing. And, you know, later on we'll switch people out. But I just, you know, I don't want any one person to fall too far behind. Anyway, so now that we've got all of these bits and pieces from hunting, let's see what we can get. I'm sure I have way more than you need. I think probably somewhere between 20 and 30 is enough of each. But there's your ruby gun. So I want to try to do them in order so I don't miss any. I have a habit of, like, I'm just going to start from the top and then just go through a simple pattern. We did petal plus fang, now let's do petal plus horn. And we'll go through all of the petal combinations, basically. So we wanted one of those. Now 1 petal, or 3 petals that is to say, and feathers. And you'll see, like, I have a lot more feathers than other items as well, for whatever reason. That's 3 weapons. So now we've got all combinations including petal covered. There's only 3 more. We're halfway there. Fang horn gives us... Oh, I think that's Chrono's sword. Must be the sword. Alright, so now we need fang plus feather. I think it's just going to be the armor and the helmet now. Now, we might want a few of these. This is one of the reasons why, like, you need a fair number of all of the items if you want to have 3 of each. You might want to make more than 3 of each if you want spares for all your other characters. I'll make 4, I guess. It should be enough. Because I don't think I'm going to unequip Luca's Taban vest just yet. But that should be more than enough ruby vests. And then we're going to make horn plus feather. And that is the stone helm. So that's all the combinations you can get. I guess it's fortunate that I had more feathers than anything else, because that's clearly the one you use the most of if you want to make multiple armors. Feathers are the... Feather Fang and Feather Horn are the armor combinations, so you need more than just the basic. We'll make like 1 more, we should be fine. It doesn't matter what order you put them in, as long as it's just which 2 items you select. Alright, good enough. Now we'll never do that again, don't worry about it. Simple enough, but I just wanted to make sure I had extras. So, like, am I really recommending you guys do this if you're playing along? Nah, I mean, plus 2 defense, not a big deal. Plus 6 defense, it's okay. The nice perk here is having fire damage, so that's, you know, that's an advantage. And I believe the weapon is pretty strong. Now, we're losing some magic damage here, but might be worth it. Ayla came with those weapons, and or those armor bits. But it's a pretty big jump for Plasma Gun there. It's slightly better than the Beret. And, like, eventually we'll replace Taban's vest, but the speed improvement is worth quite a lot of points of defense, in my opinion. And they both have fire defense anyway, so that doesn't really matter. We've got a better bow. I'll give her... Well, we'll equip the Mirage... you know, I found that fancy Mirage hand last episode, or whenever that was, and we immediately got a better weapon anyway, but... I guess I think I bought exactly enough for everybody, so there you go. Yeah, not counting, or maybe I bought like 1 extra ruby vest, yeah. It's fine, don't worry about it, we're good. Anyway, let's get to work. In case you're wondering, the reason we're at full HP MP is just stop by the hut and drink some, whatever they called it. Milk? Something? Healed up. Same as Ian. Oh wait, who's this? What you do? Don't make her angry, man. It wasn't the Reptites? It was Kina? Jealousy. Take that, exactly. Good girl. Do you know why I hit you? Look at this. She liked Chrono best. But not when he do bad thing. You better be sorry. It's not as simple as sorry, though. I seriously need it back. Yeah. Chrono, you're the worst. Not only did you steal from us, you let the Reptites take your stuff? Yeah, get out of here. Punk. I don't know why Chrono would be the chief after you have a baby. I don't think you're supposed to die. Alright, let's find Reptite. That much we agree on. If you remember, one of them in the town mentioned that the Reptites leave tracks. So if we follow the tracks in the sand, we might be able to find them. Of course, no matter what year it is, the birds are out to get us. This time they're golden eaglets, supposedly. I must say, I do not approve. Now, Ayla is, at least at this point in the game, fantastically strong. I suppose I'll demonstrate some of our new techs on the next fight. I just want to give you like an idea of her damage comparison here. I think her speed is the same as Chrono's. Hey, that's probably pretty good too, actually. Especially when we're talking about enemies that are weak to fire. Yeah, so she's got the same speed. Now, I think we already gave one speed tab to Chrono, right? So by default, she is slightly faster than Chrono. I think she's the fastest character in the game. By default. And of course, you can speed capsule it up. But the fact that the two of them have similar speeds and both very, very strong, honestly, it makes this phase of the game pretty easy. They are, as compared to Marl or Luca or even Robo, like they're just way too fast and strong to be. So you know, we gotta go that way to follow the Reptites, basically. They're just super, super strong. Oh look, more of these white fluff monster piano player things. What are they even called? Enemies have kind of weird names in this game. I never remember them. Killwallas? Oh. Are they supposed to look like some sort of animal that we're familiar with? Except killing? So it looks like... kind of messed that up. It looks like Ayla is able to one-shot these things, probably. And Chrono is just not quite strong enough to one-shot them yet. So you should be grouping up Chrono and Luca to attack the same target. Alright, I just wanted to check for treasure. There are a lot of those little yellow treasure chests in here. They're pretty easy to miss. You know, 65 million BC, treasure chest manufacturers got to work and filled the land up with them. Barely. Just dropping their treasure everywhere on the map. Oh look, a new enemy! Now, these guys, the Bao Bao, they like to throw stuff around. It's kind of rude. They're pretty tough too, that's got more HP than I was expecting. Alright, you know what, the next time we found a Bao Bao, we're gonna dual tech it to death. I keep forgetting to show them off, honestly. They must have like 160 HP. Like, if Ayla is killing them with 165 or 169 and Chrono's not killing them with 151, it's kind of crazy. Chrono probably just needs like one level up or something and he'll be just strong enough to do it on his own. Oh yeah, this is the way out. It's nice to have that little map on the bottom screen. It makes getting through this area a lot easier. I always found, I mean, it's called the Forest Maze. I always found this area kind of rude the first time through, trying to figure out what the path was. Alright, so we got 3 new abilities. Let's start with Drill Kick. Clearly Cyclone and a Kick. Not that great for damage. That's probably not the dual tech you'll want to use very often. This one, though, is very strong. And I like that animation. Actually, not as much damage as I was expecting, but it is a very strong ability, particularly on enemies weak to lightning. Because now you may be noticing that Ayla is getting only physical attacks on her techs. If you want to get elemental damage, you're going to have to combine her with someone like Luca, or Chrono, or Marl. And then she can get ice, lightning, or fire. In fact, I think she can basically take on any element that she dual techs with a different character. Not every single dual tech will be, but I think she can get every element in a dual tech by grouping up, basically. So, Falcon Strike, well, we don't get to see it here because they're not lined up properly, but it is really good ability in the right situation. Just because it gives you an opportunity to do an area of effect attack in a different style. Like, you don't have to worry about a circle or a line from the caster, like flamethrower, right? So, where do we go next? I think we go down the vine next, yeah. Now, down, I believe, takes us to the next area, but we should try to get the rest of the treasure. Because you remember this little one, right? You guys saw this. And I think there's a little bit more up here. I think. It's not a loop-de-loop? Might be a loop-de-loop. Alright, there's just a loop-de-loop. No big deal. I mean, they don't call it the Forest Maze for nothing. I hope I didn't miss any treasure in here. It's probably nothing... Oh, look. Staring right at me. That's, I mean, like... Maybe you guys saw it the first time I walked by it on YouTube, but, like, I feel like they did a really good job blending those little treasure chests in with the background in there. So there is, like, one convenient thing you could do before you go to the Reptites lair. For one, you could change your party members. But if you're on the world map, you can always use that. So I'm going to end the episode here. And we still got a couple dual techs to show off. I've got Falcon Punch. I mean, what was it called? It's not Falcon Punch. Falcon Strike. We'll try to show all that off next time. And Flame Kick, because you can't have a flame without kicking it. But yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for the Reptite lair.